Now, what's one of the most surprising things that you uncovered while you were researching and writing this book? I'm sure you came across a lot of very interesting information.
Yes, there's few, but the thing that was the most surprising was what I call the murder compensation table of the Palestinian Authority. Most people have never heard of this at all. The Palestinian Authority, or PA, passed a law that began in 2011 by which they compensate Arabs who kill Jews in any part of the land of Israel west of the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea. And according to the statute, there's a table that says if a person is apprehended, tried by an Israeli court, and sentenced to prison, he will be compensated. But he will be compensated more money for the worst crimes. That is, there are different categories. And these are not small sums. Although the highest payment is $3,000. $3,000 is the annual wage of a Palestinian worker. So the reality is they're paying an annual wage every month for life to people who have murdered Jews. The fact of the matter, and they enforced this rigidly. Last year they paid out $300 million to people who had murdered Jews. What we can say about this table is, number one, it's an outrage to pay for murdering Jews, and number two, it encourages the worst kind of crimes against children, against babies, because those are the crimes that are most highly compensated. It's a monstrosity. There's something else regarding this. The donor nations to the PA said to them, we won't pay for this anymore. We have to stop. And they said, ultimately, we will stop. But what did they do? They transferred the function, if you're aware of this, from the PA to the PLO, which is the Palestine Liberation Organization, which is a political party. And so that's how they continue to pay. Formerly, the PA received money from donor nations. They paid to the murderers. Now, the donor nations pay the PA. The PA gives money to the PLO, and then the PLO pays the same amount of money to the same people in compensation for murder. It's exactly the same officials sitting in the same offices, administering the same program, but the PA says, we no longer are engaged in this. That's a major problem. What it says is, we need to focus on the aggressive aspect of lawfare, which is what this is. This statute does not make distinction between terrorist action in Hebron or terrorist action in Tel Aviv, between attacks against settlers or attacks against secular people in the northern suburbs of Tel Aviv. It makes no difference, because the problem is evidence of the Palestinians' rejection of Jewish presence in the land of Israel. That was very surprising to me, and surprising that people had not heard of this. I was flabbergasted.
I can only imagine.